In all honesty, this should be headline news out here in Canada. It's getting quite a bit of traction, but nowhere near as much as it would be if this amount of people were killed by a gun, or if they weren't the color that they are, because let's be honest, we know the agenda of the people in charge of Canada, okay? And if it was Damien and Myles Miller Smith or something like that, oh, Justin Trudeau would be having hourly press conferences. But no, we'll get to what he has to say here in a little bit. But yeah, it started to get a bunch of notifications, okay, like even if I take a look at the weather app or something up here in Canada, okay, there's a special alert out there because there's two brothers or cousins or something like that, and hey, I'm a quarter native, I can get away with this, okay? We got a whole bunch of fucking jokes to go around with this because it's pretty grisly details that are in here, but I don't know why I'm specifically, okay, my family as well, getting all of these notifications, and fucking sirens are going off on our phones a couple of different times a day saying that there are deadly stabbings going on in the country, okay? And a little bit of a map break here, okay? Make sure that everything's properly in frame. But unfortunately, you're not going to see anything, okay? Like, if I take a look, okay? This is Canada. For those of you who are not in the know, it's like, obviously, right? So, you take a look, okay, the second province over, Alberta, okay? And if you know the geography of Alberta, the little nose right there, I'm over here. Grand Prairie. You can see it plain as day just underneath the word Alberta. You got Peace River, Dawson Creek, Grand Prairie. That's where I'm at. Hi. And this is all taking place, and everybody's finding things one province over, down towards a little closer to the United States border. They're technically closer to Montana than they are to me, so I don't know why I'm specifically getting any sort of notifications on this, but no, it's a big deal, I guess, or there's just nothing else going on in Canada right now that's really of note. But I just find it funny, right? And we're not that long removed from Justin Trudeau banning all of the handgun sales that are in here, and then we're just having a roaming gang of cousins going around fucking shanking people all across Saskatchewan. It's almost like it doesn't really matter that much when it comes to the medium. Crazy motherfuckers are going to do crazy motherfucker things. Weird. Anyways, the Globe and Mail reports that Damien Sanderson, I do believe he is the one on the left here, okay, one of the two suspects in the Saskatchewan stabbings. And again, okay, if this is front page news, okay, if this is something that we're getting emergency notifications on, shouldn't these people's faces be on every fucking splash page that's out there? Oh, but we wouldn't want to, okay, because again, this is Justin Trudeau's pet project. We wouldn't want to put any native kids out there on blast, right? Even if they're being mass murdery, okay? Suffering from, but anyway, back to this. One of the two suspects in the Saskatchewan stabbings is deceased. But none of them gone far too soon. Suffering from injuries that do not appear to be self-inflicted. Myles Sanderson, the other suspect, is still at large. Now, I don't know if they're brothers. They kind of look like brothers, but they also just kind of look like cousins. And if you know anything about, the brothers in the Cree Nation, everybody out here is cousins, so I don't know why they're having such a tough time, locking these guys down. Like, can't you just get one of the big fucking Home Depot boxes, prop it up with a little bit of a stick, okay? Get about 10, 20 feet of rope and put a bottle of scope and a pack of player's filter in there, and we could just have them in about an afternoon, huh? Anyways, RCMP said that they located the body of Damien Sanderson with visible injuries. Okay, so visible injuries. Was he stabbed? Like, can you clear some of this shit up? Like, how dangerous is it? Myles Sanderson, okay? 10 people are dead and at least 15 more are injured. Okay, everybody was put on high fucking alert, okay, when some maybe funded by the RCMP psychopath out in Nova Scotia shot up and killed and injured 16 people. But all you're just getting is a poster board at a press conference in order to say that 25 people at least have been a victim of this stabbing spree. Interesting. In Saskatchewan, Canada on Sunday. Okay, that's when the first notification rang out. But yeah, no, they've been going on daily for sure. We are dedicating a maximum number of resources to this investigation. And again, if we're to go back to the map on this one, the only places that people really live in Saskatchewan, no offense, okay? You guys are a damn fine country, or damn fine province, sorry. if Alberta and Saskatchewan were to get together to create its own country, we'd be pretty well off, especially when it comes to natural resources that are out there. And some of northern British Columbia, if you could just go ahead and, leave some of your commie shit where it came, we'd have quite a bit of fucking cash at our disposal. But most of the people that live anywhere in Saskatchewan are no higher than Saskatoon. Like, I don't even know specifically if there's 1 million people that live in Saskatchewan. That the entire fucking province, the entire large province, okay? Geographically speaking, it's bigger than Montana, okay? It's probably about the size of Montana and Idaho stacked up side by side, okay? Like, it's a big fucking place, a big empty fucking place. Saskatchewan's RCMP commanding officer, Rhonda Blackmore. This fucking... You wonder why this country's in the fucking shape it is. Anyways, said at a 5:40 a.m. There was a call receiving reports stabbing on the James Smith Cree Nation, and multiple calls then came in reporting additional stabbings in other locations in the community. Okay, so if it was all just on this reservation, why is the country put on alert? Anyways, this information was relayed during the press conference. All right. There may be additional injured victims who transported themselves to various hospitals, Blackmore said. Victims have been found in 13 locations in the areas of James Smith Cree Nation and Weldon. Okay. Province-wide dangerous person alert was issued by Melfort RCMP, identifying the suspects as Damien and Myles Sanderson. The tweet says the two were in a black Nissan Rogue. Very fucking good description we have here, with Saskatchewan license plate 119 MPI. Saskatchewan has goofy license plates. Anyways, Damien, the one who's still alive, is 5'7", $155. Manlet. I'm sorry, he's the one who's been turfed, right? Yeah, because that doesn't make sense. Myles, 6'1", 240. That's a big cat, okay? With brown hair and brown eyes, the suspect may be in the black Nissan Rogue. Yeah, well, obviously, it's not like Damien's using it. And go fucking figure. Saskatchewan mass murder suspect has decades-long criminal history, including stabbing friends with a fork. But no, take away anybody's right to defend themselves with firearms and just leave the crazy motherfuckers who would go up there and shank a bitch. Okay, cool. Totally making sense. All of these fucking laws make sense, okay? If you wanted your red flags that are there you fucking go. The parole board documents show that one of the two men, well, the only one still alive, is wanted after a deadly stabbing spree in Saskatchewan, had left 10 dead as a 2-decade-long criminal past. How old is this fucking dude? According to the parole board of Canada's documents from February, Myles Sanderson used drugs regularly. No, drug use on a reservation? I'm shook to my very core. Regularly, and said that hard alcohol would make him lose his mind and get angry. Yeah, it sounds like literally every native kid that I ever went to school with. And he looks quite a bit like one of my good friends from back in the day. But again, I'm from Alberta, not Saskatchewan. I don't know who the fuck that guy is. The criminal history is very concerning, including the use of violence and weapons related to your index offenses and your history of domestic violence, said the documents obtained by the Canadian press. Oh boy, yes. That's why we haven't heard anything about this, because it's being filtered by the Canadian press. As of yet, the RCMP have not released an official motivation for why the stabbing spree occurred. Oh, you got too loose, huh? Though it is believed that some victims were targeted while others were random. Yeah, especially if it's on the reservation, right? Because they're pretty tight-knit communities, pretty dysfunctional, pretty abhorrent, but they are fairly tight-knit. Sanderson's brother, Damien, was one other suspect in the crime spree, but was found dead on Monday morning. Round of applause for that. At least one of those murders was justified, it would appear. The other Sanderson brother, they are brothers, huh? Wah. Anyways, okay, so Myles is still being sought by the police, and a warrant has been issued for him on several charges, including murder and attempted murder. Let's take a look at his criminal past, though. In August of 2021, so last year, Sanderson received a statutory release from prison. Oh, cool. But was revoked 4 months later due to violations of his parole conditions, mainly not communicating with his parole supervisor. You know how hard it is to find a knife sharpener around this fucking place, huh? I was busy. I'll fucking call you when I want to, huh? Is the board's opinion that you will not present an undue risk to society. Oh, looks like you violated the board's procedures right there again. Oh well. If released on statutory release, that your release will continue release to the protection of society by facilitating your reintegration into society as a law-abiding citizen. You fucking failed on that one. Sanderson was in prison for more than 4 years and 4 months due to offenses including assault with a weapon, assaulting a peace officer, and robbery. Sanderson's record shows that he has 59 criminal convictions. And he was let out? What? 59 criminal convictions. 4 years, 4 months in jail. Make that make sense. Press reports that Sanderson's childhood was full of violence and abuse that led to a cycle of substance abuse. Oh, okay, cool. So again, that somehow justifies what's going on here. Why he was let out after 59 criminal convictions. Oh, bad things happened in his past. Is that the same justification that you use for locking up a crack dealer? Hey, I didn't know any better. I grew up in the projects, okay, and I had no choice. I had to sell drugs in order to get out of here. It's still fucking illegal, dude. You can't just go around stabbing motherfuckers just because, well, hey man, my dad beat me and grew up in an alcoholic home. And yeah, sometimes in order to escape things, I just think that I can find some release, a sweet release, if I can just stab my friend in the hand with a fork. The fuck is this? Oh, he lived at his father's home in an urban center and his grandparents' home on a First Nation, yeah, the reserve, just call it what the fuck it is. Both households were abusive, okay? He began drinking and smoking at age 12 to cope with the abuse and cocaine use shortly thereafter. Oh, at 12 years old, huh? How'd you get the cash for that? Just wondering. You can be easily angered when drunk, but are a different person when sober. Yo, this justification is really something right here. 2017, Sanderson went to his ex-girlfriend's home where she and her 2 children lived. Oh great, trying to perpetuate that cycle once again. The children were rushed upstairs into the bathroom for protection, according to a court document. He went upstairs and acted in a threatening manner, talked about a gang, and punched a hole in the bathroom door, frightening the children. Sanderson fled the scene, though he would later be tried after being in a fist fight with a First Nation band store employee who threatened to kill and burn down his parents' house. Oh, how adorable. I would say that was attempted murder if he got into a fist fight with him, threatened to kill him, and burn down his parents' house. So, again, only spent 4 years, 4 months in jail? But yeah, no, continue to pass more laws. They just go ahead and prohibit the actions of law-abiding citizens. That all makes sense. Sanderson would commit more crimes just months later. He and an accomplice threatened and robbed a fast food restaurant. We know the bounty that he took because, yeah, those cheeks don't form in by themselves. In May of this year, a Crime Stoppers bulletin was issued for Sanderson because he was unlawfully at large. Sanderson is currently still wanted by the police. Yeah, obviously. Oh, Prime Minister Shitdick announced yesterday that flags at the Peace Tower and across Saskatchewan would have their flags lowered to half-mast. Oh wow, thank you. That'll really get him caught because flags will be at half-mast and he'll see driving past one of the schools picking out the next person that he's gonna shank and just think, I should really turn myself in, you know. All these flags are lowered to half-mast and we just can't have that. That brings great shame on my country. You think he really fucking cares? But let's see what else Shitdick had to say. Trudeau says tragedies like Saskatchewan stabbings are all too commonplace in Canada. What? I missed some. I've only been here for like 32 years, okay? And shit like this, you don't really see happen. And the fact that you get emergency alerts, okay, and that it's at least a situation of notoriety would lend you to believe that this shit doesn't happen all that often, okay? But again, you can see all of his adoring supporters behind him. Prime Minister, I would like to use a word that would probably get me thrown off this site, addressed the media on Labor Day after a stabbing spree in Saskatchewan that left 10 dead and over a dozen injured. Yeah, it looks like 10 and 15 right now. Okay. Trudeau called the attacks shocking and heartbreaking. No, and again, if these were white kids, oh my god, he would be saying that white supremacy and toxic masculinity would be running amok, but because he seen the pictures of the suspects that are out there, he had to throw that script out of the way, saying that his thoughts and the thoughts of all Canadians are with those who've lost loved ones and those who are injured. Was that NPC update for the Labor Day long weekend? How adorable. Trudeau said that the situation is still being monitored closely. At the time of press conference, both suspects were still at large. Well, only one is now. The other one's at a ditch. This kind of violence or any kind of violence has no place in our country. Yeah, but at least no scary guns were involved in that one. Oh, heaven forbid. One of the people that were, stabbed and killed or injured, and they were armed. Oh my God, they could have put an end to this really fucking quickly. Fucking hunk of shit. I reached out to the James Smith Cree Nation leadership earlier today because they did a really good fucking job beforehand. I also spoke with Premier Mo of Saskatchewan to highlight that the federal government will be there with resources necessary right now in this time of crisis, but also will continue to work as partners in the weeks, months, and years to come through grieving and healing. Dude, just fucking find these guys. Stop with all the flowery fucking language. Cocksucking bitch. Trudeau said that all federal buildings in Saskatchewan, again, all of this symbolatry, you should just fucking take it, put them down completely. Just not even half-mast, okay? And then just tie them around your neck and you can complete the analogy if you'd like. Sadly, over these past years, tragedies like this have come all too commonplace. Can we get some receipts on that or anything? Or you just want to make those statements? Okay. Saskatchewanians, that's a word, and Canadians will do whatever we can in times of difficulty and anguish and be together, blah, 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 blah. Fuck off, dude. But again, he's offering comfort and support, but then at the same time, I think this one was earlier today or something like that. No, I think this was yesterday. It might have been at a different press conference because instead of actually being a leader of a country, he's just out there gallivanting. At least he wasn't surfing this time, okay, dodging, one of those evil trucker convoys that would show up and, oh my God, they want to hold me accountable? They want to actually ask me something? But no. There's a clip that's making the rounds right now and we could watch it. But then again, I want to keep my dinner down. Anyways, Canada's very own dictator, Justin Trudeau, has said that Canadians may face more restrictions this winter unless 85 to 90% of Canadians are up to date with their COVID vaccines, meaning a 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th fucking vaccine that has what kind of efficacy at this point? Oh, right, safe and effective, right? Fuck you, Trudeau. Hopefully you help the Saskatchewan authorities get to the bottom of that and you meet Myles Sanderson face to face because we know he has a hair trigger. But anyways, with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.